Hi there and welcome back to our course. We are moving to the final part of our course and we are going to talk today about open source remote sensing software. Let's quickly recap what we have learned so far. We started our course with talking about definition of remote sensing, application of remote sensing. We talked about disadvantages and advantages of using satellite remote sensing for various applications. We also talk about the main historical events that allowed satellite remote sensing to develop as it is now. And now it's time for us to learn what kind of software packages are available to use satellite data for our applications. So the topics of today are as follows. We first start with talking why should we use an open source remote sensing software versus commercial software. I'm going to cover the main features of software packages which are freely available for the three selected open source solutions. And I also am going to provide you with a list of the software packages which you can use to select the software package that you would like to use for your applications and work. So first of all, what is remote sensing software? Remote sensing data are processed and analyzed with computer-based software known as a remote sensing application. Currently, there is a large number of different commercial as well as open source applications that are used to process remote sensing data. The list is quite long, and in this slide you can see just a few of them. So not only remote sensing software, but in general special data could be handled by for example ERDAS, Imaging, IDRISI, or now it's actually TerSet, ENVI, Esri, ArcGIS, probably the most commonly and most popular GIS software out there, Quantum GIS, GrassGIS, and others. There has been a big shift over the years to build software in an open, collaborative manner. This software is made available to the public and is called open source. There is no exception for open source remote sensing software. Satellite and aerial imagery provides answers for environmental change, weather forecasting, disaster management, food security, and other remote sensing applications. Remote sensing software processes images and provides solutions to local or global issues. In an open source environment, remote sensing analysts perform techniques such as image classification, atmospheric correction, and even radar decomposition. The choices of commercial remote sensing software has increased over the years. But what you may not know is the abundance of choice for an open source remote sensing software. There is an obvious big plus. They are for public use and at no cost. Without further discussion, let us go directly to some of the most interesting and frequently used software packages. Let's start with the Sentinel box. Sentinel toolbox consists of three separate applications. Sentinel-1 toolbox, which is used for SAR applications, Sentinel-2 toolbox, which is used for high-resolution optical applications, and Sentinel-3 toolbox, high-resolution optical applications. Sentinel-2 has become the gold standard for open satellite data. In order to process the vast amounts of data collected by Sentinel-2A and TB program from the European Space Agency, users can use the Sentinel toolbox. One of the highlights of the Sentinel toolbox is Send2Core plugin, which allows users to correct for atmospheric effects and classify images. If you download Sentinel-1 synthetic aperture radar data, you can process your data with the Sentinel-1 toolbox. For example, you can perform different interferometry, speckle filtering, and co-registration analysis. For your assistance, the OpenSTE forum is a vibrant community of remote sensing enthusiasts to help answer questions you have. QGIS. QGIS is one of the most powerful open source GIS software packages available for free. and plugins are the key of its success. In terms of remote sensing plugins, the semi-automatic classification plugins offer the most practical solution for optical images. Because you can download Sentinel data, Landsat data, Aster and MODIS imageries directly using this plugin, this feature makes the plugin most convenient for its supervised image classification. Further, it also provided tools for its pre- and post-processing of imagery. No wonder why it's in the top 5 downloaded plugins for QGIS. Another very recent and interesting plugin is a Google Earth Engine plugin, which I encourage you to check out for QGIS applications. My last but not the least choice for the open source software comes to the GRASS or Geographic Resource Analysis Support System. GRASS GIS is full of functionality. For example, it offers image classification, PCA, edge detection, radiometric correction, 3D, geostatic analysis and filtering options, and geostatistics. Another key feature of GRASS is a LiDAR processing and analysis. You can filter LiDAR points, create contours, and generate DMs, digital elevation models. Next time you see a LAS file, see what GRASS can do with it. The extended list of available open source software for geospatial analysis and QGIS you can download in the resource section